so many years ago, we used these non-wearing devices to look out the universe to try and understand our place in the world. And while we know that they're incomplete and imperfect now, it seemed to be a great kind of storytelling device that and as we make that journey, we really talk about the contrast between the two in this beautiful video projection that's above.
How many?
Everything in this lovely storybook painterly environments that we have some Easter egg animals that appear to real live capture video to storytelling 3D animation. And as we do that, the contrast is really, most people think of the Arctic and ice and rock and nothing else.
So most of the birds here, I'm assuming, are free flight.
That's okay. Come on through. Yeah. Be safe.
Oh, wow.
This is Walrus Manor. This is the largest walrus habitat I think anyone could ever imagine. And it shows because the walruses, when they come out, they're here engaging, are the most playful that I've ever seen in my life.
I know you got you have 3 from Canada and 2 from Kamagawa. Is that correct? And how have they adapted?
They're chilling out. They're having a blast. The 2 that came from Japan are literally the most playful walruses I've ever seen in my life. And they come up here and they're just like playing with kids with the glass. They're having a blast. There's probably at least 1 or 2 out. As you can tell, it takes a lot of walruses to fill this habitat.
What's the capacity?
That I would have to ask Rob.
Okay.
Hello, how are you? Good, how are you guys? Good day. This will very quickly become the entrance to our Hypersphere ride. I'm not sure how much you guys know about Hypersphere yet.
Is that the one from Attraction?
No, Attraction worked on it along with Intamin. It's
Intamin,
a partnership, and think of it as an LED planetarium dome on the top and on the bottom with a ride that can circulate in either direction and then pivot on an axis. And it's something special from an immersive media standpoint. Yeah. Toss them on back. Wow, that's a lot of LED.
Have you been on this?
Yes.
And did you enjoy it?
Yes, I do.
All right, fantastic. Yeah.
Right now, this is another one of our expedition areas. We're doing elevated tour programs throughout the park. So, like the parks at home, you can go, you can meet a walrus, meet a penguin, all the things that we've done in the past.
Oh, wait. There's one right there.
Looks like Boris in there.
From Quebec?
The other one near the top.
I know.
All right, Brian.
All right, we're after this. Good afternoon, gentlemen. Welcome to the very first inaugural walrus expedition here at SeaWorld, Yas Island, Abu Dhabi. You guys are our first official guests, so you guys are going to have a blast. You're going to get to meet some of our walruses here. We do have some rules, some guidelines, some things to keep you safe, some things to keep our animals safe. You're more than welcome to continue filming this or not. It's kind of boring. We'll suck it in. We'll use these big molars in the back to crunch up the shells, and then they'll skin them out. the shells and swallowing that prey. So we're just basically making this easy for them.
So you have the two from Japan, one from Quebec, and two from Niagara.
That's correct.
So since they're all coming from different facilities, how have they adapted?
Very well. Well, the hardest part was for us because we're just the range gaps that we had to fill in. And ultimately, regardless of what's open or not, when we ask them to go to a certain part of the habitat, it's their choice. So if they choose not to leave the habitat, that's fine. We're going to stay on habitat. Tamushi, this for the first, until about 20 minutes ago, didn't want to get up and leave habitat. And that's fine.
You're just hanging out in the back. Good job. Hello. Hello.
Okay.
And like everything else, it's operant conditioning.
That's right. Everything we do here is all based on positives.
Attractions?
Yes.
If somebody approaches an exhibit designer and says, I want a walrus enclosure or walrus habitat, what is important to put in there?
So the things that I think are really cool about this, other than just space, it's the depth. And when we first moved our walruses off holding it into the habitat, they literally put their heads in the water and they were just like, whoa. And if there's nobody in the smaller side right now, but if and when we put some animals out there, you'll see them swimming around. The really neat thing is this dynamic habitat, and these guys interact with the fish. The other thing which remains to be seen about how it will impact them just overall, but their light cycle mimics that of an Arctic region. So we're moving towards a 24-hour light summer basically, and then or daylight, and then in the winter it'll be close to.
So similar to the penguins, but alternating.
Exactly. So I think that trying to make it more natural, and then still incorporating the capacity for us to find ways to interact with them and enrich them. So we have like fish shoots underwater. We have areas where we can hit a button and like a freshwater hose will spray, and they love that. So the more ability for us to be variable with them, different entrances into the habitat, all these things I think make a huge difference.
And you move them between the different habitats, and that creates, like you said, the variability in the
It
enrichment.
allows us to change where they are, allows us to better set up enrichment, and allows us to change the social groupings. Eventually, we're going to have additional animals in the dynamic habitat, including seals that they'll be able to interact with. So all these things create just a natural enrichment for them. So in addition to everything that we do, in addition to our relationship, they're also just being enriched by their environment.
Cool.
And I think that's going to make a huge difference.
Very cool. And if somebody wants to be a pin pet trainer, what's the best course of action?
Internships.
Yes.
Internships. Get your foot in the door, make connections.
It really is. I mean, we're constantly hiring people out here, and the most important thing is experience.
Great. You have any questions?
I do. Oh shoot, I forget what I was going to say. Oh, well, you said so seals are eventually going to be part of this exhibit, harbor seals?
Well, harbor seals to start with, eventually maybe some ice seals, ring seals.
Yeah. From where?
It just depends. I mean, right now the harbor seals we actually have in our holding, so it's a matter of just introducing them to the environment and then introducing them to the walruses themselves. Beyond that, it's kind of the same answer as before with the walruses. Like, I'm here to interact with them and take care of them, and when they arrive, they arrive.
So I thought the harbor seals were supposed to be part of Rocky Point.
They are both.
Oh, so they're going to go in
So
between.
it's actually a unique population of just three separate different males that are over here. But technically they could move between the two if we decided to do that, which is something that maybe in the future we'll do just for enrichment.
So the tour programs, you can come right out into the habitat and interact with the animal. But we also have a expedition program that says, hey, give us 2 hours, give us a half day, a full day of your time. We're going to customize a tour program much like a cruise ship expedition to give you the best SeaWorld experience that is intended for you.
Do you integrate any of that in with the education programs?
Yeah, it's actually led by our educators. So it in and of itself is an education experience. There you go. These are the two guys from Japan.
Oh, so there's two different areas.
So we've got a family habitat and a male habitat as they are going through rut and become a little bit amorous. they need to be separated at certain times or have a break from each other.
I think the last time I saw walruses was at Discovery Kingdom when they moved them out.
If you guys want a better view, let's go up on top of the tree.
Sure.
As we come up, you'll see the sea otter, Pacific sea otter habitat right over there. Some of the guys are out right here. Yep.
Oh, hello.
Hi, buddy.
Oh, oh my gosh. Do you have otters on the SeaWorld show?
We will have Pacific,
The Southeast
Asian
Asian?
small clawed otters. They're still coming to us, so we will open with only sea lion.
That's great. Oh, wow. The thing on the fabrication is just amazing.
Yeah.
So I noticed that the dolphin area, it looked like there was a scale that's filled in the middle of the dining area.
Yeah.
Is that kind of around the park where the medical procedures are probably visible?
Yeah, because the animals can't tell us when they're not feeling well, there's got to be a lot more kind of regular maintenance treatment.
Right.
So they are regularly weighed, every single species, every single animal, to make sure that they're keeping a consistent body weight, along with other diagnostic tests and just behavioral notes that happen between everyone taking care of them.
Oh, there's the otters at play.